Today, guys, we're going to talk about the phrase, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain is a popular fitness phrase. I made some notes here to make sure we stay on task. But this phrase suggests that if you don't feel pain, you don't get gains. And is that necessarily true? It's not necessarily entirely untrue, but it's not 100% the thing you should go, I would say, determine whether or not your workouts are efficient. Always asking the question, should I be sore after all the time? Am I making gains if I am not sore? And that's simply not true. There's a lot of factors surrounding the cases of whether or not you are sore or why you are sore after you work out. So, while muscle soreness is expected after workouts, it's not necessarily determined whether or not you are gaining because of those, because of being sore. If we really want to talk about, get really into depth of why there is muscle soreness, and we could talk about DOMS, the delayed onset of muscle soreness, DOMS, and that happens 24 to 72 hours after you train. Now, that does happen to some people and doesn't happen to other people at all. At some times, you do feel that process or the effects of DOMS, and that's basically just microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. No one necessarily knows why it's delayed and whatnot, but that's a response to lifting. Now, how somebody feels that after is going to be different case to case. It's okay to push through, soreness, but understand the difference between pain and soreness. Muscle soreness from training and actual pain are two different things. Now, our bodies are going to send off pain sensories to protect us. That's why we feel pain. If we never felt pain, we'd be walking around the first time you burnt yourself in the stove. When you remember the first time you burnt yourself, and no one really remembers, but regardless, the first time you burn yourself, pain happens. It's extreme. It's the first time ever. Don't do it again. This is a result of that. And here's this absolutely negative feeling you get from that pain. And then you remember that fire equals heat equals if I touch equals pain. So it protects us from putting ourselves into painful situations. So when it comes to training, we have to understand, what is necessary for us to gain muscle. Is soreness really necessary? It is not, number one. Two, we have to understand the difference between what kind of pain we're feeling. Because again, people think or take that DOMS feeling and now they do not train because they're sore. And understanding that kind of soreness, muscle achiness from result of a good workout isn't necessarily a reason to not train. Now, if that soreness lasts longer than it should, if you're training chest on Monday, you're doing another push day, whatever, on Thursday, and you're still absolutely sore from that, well, there's a few things we need to look at in terms of why we are still sore and why we cannot train. Now, we need to really understand rest and recovery, right? So, if you have a bad case of the DOMS, are you just kind of sitting there and be like, I'm sore, I'm hurting? Or are we, stretching, work on mobility, resting long enough, eating the proper amounts of food or protein to help, recover, replace those broken down muscle fibers? Are we doing those things first before we determine whether or not we are too achy or sore to actually train? And then it's looking at as well as, what type of pain it actually is. Now, if I'm in a workout and I am training and I cannot push a certain movement because when I do, I get a sharp pain, right? You're getting that ow pain in your joint, or there is a stinging going up in my arm, or I can't grip hard enough because when I do, there is this extreme pain that's happening. Those are all reasons to avoid training, right? Those are good signs of this is not just muscle soreness. This could be, a great warning sign of injury. See, if we catch things close enough, we can catch injuries before they happen if we just listen to our bodies. That's the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from this is when you're training, understanding the difference between being sore and being in actual pain. Being sore from a hard workout or being in pain from the beginning stages of a injury that's about to happen if you do not take the right precautions and avoid those things in terms of like, making sure you're resting, making sure you're eating enough calories in terms of like your macronutrients and proteins, making sure we are getting enough sleep, enough hydration. Crossing off all of those things will help us, prevent injury if we get those signs of sharp pains. Well, this is a very short, easy video. I just want to make sure that we get things clear. It is not necessary to feel pain for us to feel like we're making progress. Progress does not mean pain. No pain, no progress, no pain, no gain. That is not true. Feeling pain doesn't mean you are gaining muscle. That could just be your response to a hard training day. Now, you have to think of also when it comes to adaptation, right? Now, if I don't train, say, abs, it's happened a lot. If I don't train abs for a long time, like I can go from, training consistently 3 to 4 times a week, you know what I mean? But the first time I decided to train abs again, do core, my abs are just like, wow, like it is painful. Like not just sharp pain, but it's like my abs are sore, right? And then after, training again and, keeping more consistent, those DOMs go away. Remember, our bodies are absolutely amazing organisms in terms of like adaptation. So it's also a process of adaptation. Some people might feel that process and some people might not, right? I haven't felt DOMs. I would say just my ab example. That's the last time I felt true DOMs in my body. Now, I feel sore from a good workout that day and the next day, and then I'm fine. But I don't feel like, oh my God. But when I do, I know that what kind of soreness that is. That is not pain necessarily, more so than muscle soreness. And then when my body adapts, it's gone, right? So, and I will never feel that again. So it's not like I am, once the DOMs are gone, I train abs. Like, am I getting a good ab workout? If I don't feel pain, no, right? Things you need to really focus on in terms of, are you getting a good workout? And that's what you have to think about, right? Take soreness and pain out of the equation now. What are some great indicators as to whether or not I'm having a good workout, successful workout? Number one, my form, making sure my form, my effort is there, right? Effort's at its highest and form at its highest. And then I'm taking the quality of those sets. I'm taking those sets close to failure or maybe to failure. Not failure all the time, but I am consistently making sure that those 8 to 12 daily sets are bringing me either a few of them to failure or, if not most of them, all of them close to failure. And then I know that workout was successful. I know that through those sets, those optimal sets and reps, I am achieving a good muscle stimulus to provoke muscle growth. And that's what you look at. Look at the quality of your sets in time. When your set's done, how you feel after it, recollecting what it felt during it, and then, replicating that feeling throughout the entire workout is going to give you a better indication whether or not you are going to, you've actually put yourself in a position or your body in a position to build muscle, right? Remember, when we're trying to build muscle, there's some things that have to happen, right? And this is like priority. Number one, you have to have a stimulus to build muscle, right? You have to have the right load to build muscle. It doesn't matter how many times you go to the gym. That's what we see a lot of people, they go to the gym and you see no progress. Going to the gym and lifting weights is simply not enough to stimulate muscle growth. That is priority. You need muscle stimulus. You cannot build muscle by just going to the gym and moving stuff. Otherwise, anytime you would move your arm, you'd have massive shoulders, right? Right next under that is protein intake. And while we're talking about building muscle and make sure we're getting enough protein, guys, make sure you use my code Johnny10 for 10% off Blue Star Nutraceuticals ISO Smooth. Also, as well, make sure you guys add some creatine on top of that to help you build your muscle and help give you a lot more opportunity to build muscle using the creatine as well too. Guys, use my code Johnny10 for 10% off. I can eat as many calories as I want, but if I'm not eating the proper amount of protein that has the adequate enough amount of amino acids, I'm not going to build muscle. My body's going to prioritize what it needs protein for first. It needs protein for the more important things, like replacing all of the collagen and the aminos that my body needs in terms of skin and hair and nails and bones and organs and so forth, right? Hormone or whatever, right? And then it's like, okay, then I'll give you some more. Then I'll give you some more energy for, building your biceps. But if we don't give our body enough of that macronutrient, good luck to building those bigger biceps or changing anything in your body for that matter. After that, you need a proper amount of calories. Yes, we can definitely for sure give yourself, if you're eating 1 to 1 gram of protein, you're covering your ass and making sure that you're eating enough protein to be able to build muscle, replace the protein that needs to be replaced, and then more to build muscle. But if we don't have enough calories in terms of like the rest of the macronutrients that are there to help give energy and hormonal balance to build that muscle, you're not going to build muscle. Then after that is the recovery part of that and everything else, recovery and water and so forth. And it goes down in priority like that. So when it comes to, determining if you're going to build muscle, simply thinking that soreness is a great indicator to you building muscle isn't a good indicator at all. Think of the things that we 100% can control. Quality of our sets, the intensity of our sets, the proper amount of sets within our workout, and, bringing those sets close to failure or to failure. And that's going to give you a better indication of if you are going to build muscle, because after that's done, then we can focus on the protein, the calories, the rest and recovery, water, so forth, and all those things. And that is a better indication of whether or not you are going to build muscle. So anyway, in closing, while no pain, no gain may be a catchy phrase, it is important to approach your workouts with caution and listen to your body. Feeling some muscle soreness is expected, but extreme pain and injury are not necessary for progress at all. It's important to prioritize recovery, rest, to promote muscle growth and avoid setbacks. Make sure you listen to that again. Rewind if you need to. But there you have it, guys. There's your answer into the phrase, no pain, no gain. Is it necessary to feel pain to build muscle? I hope you guys enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And if you got any more questions about training, let me know in the comment section below. Training, nutrition, let me know what you want me to talk about in this. And as well, guys, I will be starting up a membership part of YouTube that I'm going to have exclusive content for you guys. If you guys have any suggestions for me, what you would want to have an exclusive membership, let me know in the comment section below. And guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, become up the telekinetic, transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnsheed.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. End of the consult, I deduct up any package that you pick. Also, guys, use my code Johnny10 for 10% off bluestarnutraceuticals.com. Make sure you guys add me on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Send me your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips, and I repost it for you because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.